Okay, so if you like what I did in that solo and you're kind of interested in kind of my approach and concept, there isn't really much to it, and there's a couple of really simple concepts which I can share with you now without getting too bogged down in the theory. So we're playing over a 12 bar blues in E, and that would be the following chords. So here we can see the 12 bar blues progression in the key of E, and we can see we've got 4 bars of E7, so that's our 1 chord, 2 bars of A7, that's called 4, 2 bars of E7, that's called 1 again, and then we go to chord 5, B7, chord 4, A7, and back to chord 1, E7. So a lot of guitar players initially, when they would look at that, would think E blues scale, and off they would go and just jam. So they would kind of do that thing right the way across the sequence. But you can be a little bit more melodic than that, and it's very, very simple. Essentially all you need to do is play and jam with your E blues scale across the entire sequence, but on the 1 chord, the E7, you're going to highlight the G sharp note, and that's the major third of the chord. So essentially still play blues licks, but you resolve occasionally, maybe every other lick, on the major third, the G sharp. So instead of playing something like, you might go and resolve on that G sharp note, or rather than. So let me show you an example of some very simple soloing where I occasionally, over the 1 chord, over the E7 chord, resolve on the major third G sharp, or highlight the G sharp, and then go to just playing E blues scale over the chord 4 and 5, that's the A and the B7. So my second concept that I played there was on the second cycle through the progression. I played A major pentatonic on the 1 chord. So what I was visualizing was this box position here of the A major pentatonic scale. Now the reason why I did that is obviously A major pentatonic, or A major over an E7, ends up being E mixolydian, and you can also highlight the root on the flat 7th, and I did something like this, and I went back to the G note here and bent it up to a G sharp, so there was some kind of lick like this. Okay, so I hope that all makes sense and everything, and it will give you some ideas that you can play about with. I'll put a link to the backing track underneath, and if you want me to do a more in-depth lesson on this kind of thing, let me know.